What happens when a child's laughter fades into silence? When innocence is lost and memories are forgotten? Welcome to the haunting tale of a child left behind, a forgotten soul trapped in time. This is a story that will take you through the corridors of a forgotten past, where echoes of joy once filled the air, now replaced by an eerie stillness. Imagine a place where time stands still, where the laughter of a child is but a distant memory, and the walls whisper secrets of a life once lived. As we delve deeper into this tale, prepare yourself for a journey through sorrow and mystery, where the past and present intertwine in a dance of shadows and light. This is not just a story of a haunting, but a story of a child who was forgotten, a soul yearning to be remembered. Years later, Sarah returns to her childhood home, a place she had left behind many years ago. The house stands as a silent witness to the passage of time, its walls holding the echoes of her past. The garden, once vibrant with the laughter of children, now lies still, overgrown with weeds. The old family photos on the wall tell stories of happier times, but as she steps inside, she feels an unsettling presence. The air is thick with the weight of forgotten memories, and the dimly lit rooms seem to whisper secrets long buried. What secrets lie within these walls? The house, once a sanctuary of warmth and love, now feels like a labyrinth of shadows and mysteries. What happened to the forgotten child who once played here? The playroom, now empty and covered in dust, holds the remnants of a childhood long gone. Sarah finds an old diary, its pages yellowed with age. As she reads through the entries, she begins to piece together the fragments of her past. She remembers playing with her sibling in the garden, the two of them inseparable. She recalls the family gatherings around the dinner table, the laughter and the love that filled the room. Standing in front of a mirror, Sarah sees not just her own reflection, but the reflection of her younger self. Gathering her courage, Sarah opens the mysterious door. Behind it, she finds a hidden room, untouched by time. In the hidden room, she finds a letter addressed to her. As she reads it, the pieces of the puzzle start to fall into place. With the truth finally revealed, Sarah feels a sense of closure. As she leaves the house, she looks back one last time. As the sun sets, Sarah walks away, ready to face the future with a newfound sense of peace. While sifting through old toys and photographs, Sarah stumbles upon a hidden diary belonging to her younger brother, Tommy. In the pages, she finds chilling entries, revealing a dark secret, a tale of isolation, fear, and whispers in the night. The diary's pages are filled with Tommy's thoughts, his fears, and the strange occurrences he experienced. Sarah reads about the nights he spent alone, hearing whispers that seem to come from the walls. The entries grow more disturbing, describing shadowy figures and a sense of being watched. Sarah's heart races as she realizes the depth of her brother's torment. The discovery leaves her with more questions than answers and a chilling realization that the past is far from buried. Sarah recalls their once happy childhood, how Tommy adored her. They would spend hours playing in the backyard, their laughter echoing through the neighborhood. Sarah was Tommy's hero, his protector and his best friend. They shared secrets, dreams, and an unbreakable bond that seemed like it would last forever. But things changed when their parents grew distant, consumed by their own problems. The once warm and loving home became a battleground of harsh words and cold silences. Sarah and Tommy would often find themselves hiding in their rooms, trying to escape the tension that filled the house. In the shadows of their turmoil, Tommy was forgotten, left to navigate the storm alone. He would sit by the window, watching the world outside, longing for the days when his family was whole. The sadness in his eyes was a silent cry for help, a child crying for help, unheard by those who should have cared. Tommy's tears fell unnoticed, his pain invisible to the parents, too wrapped up in their own struggles. Sarah tried to be there for him, but she too was just a child, overwhelmed by the weight of their broken family. Through whispers in the town, Sarah learns of a local legend, the spirit of a forgotten child haunting the woods, searching for love and connection. Is it Tommy? Is he trapped in this world, longing for her attention? The townsfolk speak of strange occurrences, eerie sounds, and fleeting shadows that vanish as quickly as they appear. They say the child's spirit is restless, wandering the forest, seeking solace and a way to be remembered. Sarah feels a chill run down her spine as she delves deeper into the legend. Could it be that Tommy's spirit is reaching out to her, trying to bridge the gap between the living and the dead? Determined to uncover the truth, Sarah decides to confront the legend head-on. She lights a candle, hoping to guide the lost spirit and perhaps find the answers she desperately seeks. Unable to shake off the feeling that had been gnawing at her for days, Sarah ventures into the woods. These were not just any woods, they were the same woods where she had spent countless hours playing as a child. The forest seemed to call to her, pulling her deeper into its embrace. As she walked, the familiar sights and sounds of the forest began to flood her senses. The rustling leaves, the chirping birds, and the distant sound of a stream brought back a wave of nostalgia. But something was different this time. The air felt thicker and an eerie silence began to settle in. Suddenly, she hears a faint whisper, "Help me!" She stopped in her tracks, her heart pounding in her chest. The whisper seemed to come from all around her, echoing through the trees. The air grows heavy with sorrow, and she feels a chill run down her spine. She looked around, trying to find the source of the voice, but the forest seemed to close in on her. The fog began to thicken, swirling around her feet. The whisper came again, a little louder this time, "Help me!" With determination in her heart, she continued deeper into the forest, ready to face whatever lay ahead. There, standing before her, is the spirit of Tommy, his eyes filled with longing and sadness. "Why did you forget me?" he whispers, echoing the pain of years spent in silence. The room grows colder and the air thickens with an unspoken sorrow. The woman's heart aches as she realizes the depth of his loneliness. She reaches out, but her hand passes through his ethereal form. Tears stream down her face as she whispers back, "I never meant to forget you, Tommy." The ghostly child's expression softens, but the sadness remains. The haunting memory of a forgotten child lingers in the air, a poignant reminder of love lost and the passage of time. Overwhelmed with guilt, Sarah realizes how her brother had suffered in silence. In this heartbreaking moment, she promises to remember him, to tell his story, and to never let him be forgotten again. She sits in the dimly lit room, surrounded by old family photos, each one a reminder of the past. Her heart aches as she gently touches a faded picture of her brother, a single tear falling onto the photograph. The candle flickers, casting shadows on the walls, as Sarah vows to keep his memory alive, to honor his life, and to ensure that his story is told for generations to come. This emotional confrontation marks a turning point, a moment of deep reflection and commitment. With a heavy heart, Sarah returns to the house, honoring Tommy's memory. She lights a candle, a symbol of hope and remembrance, determined to keep his spirit alive in her heart. The flickering flame dances gently, casting shadows that seem to whisper stories of the past. Sarah stands still, lost in thought, as memories of Tommy flood her mind. She carefully picks up an old photograph, her fingers tracing the edges as if trying to hold on to the moments that have slipped away. Each picture tells a story, a fragment of a life that was. With a deep breath, Sarah places the photograph back, her resolve strengthening. She knows that while Tommy may be gone, his spirit will always be a part of her. As she gazes out the window, a sense of peace washes over her. The house, once filled with sorrow, now feels like a sanctuary, a place where Tommy's memory can live on. The candle burns brightly, a beacon of hope and remembrance. Sarah knows that this is not the end, but a new beginning, a way to honor Tommy's life and keep his spirit alive. With a soft smile and a tear rolling down her cheek, Sarah feels a sense of closure. She knows that Tommy's spirit will always be with her, guiding her through the days ahead. Through her journey, Sarah learns that love transcends time and space. By sharing Tommy's story, she breaks the cycle of neglect and restores his legacy, proving that no child should ever feel forgotten. In remembering those we have lost, we keep their spirits alive. Never forget the voices that cry out in silence.